What's up, banana bunch? Bunch? Bunch?
Welcome to the Jungle Jims podcast. What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of the Jungle Jims podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mark. Glad you're here today. This is our last episode of 2025. That's pretty exciting. We've had a lot of episodes. Look, I'm doing that thing. I know I've talked about it before, but I have all these episodes in the can. And before I release my actual 200th episode, even though we're past 200 now, if you were to actually count, if you looked at my premiere files, it's just episode 199-1, episode 199-2, episode 199-3. And I'm dragging out because I want to like reformat the show in a big way. And I feel like the 200th episode is a great way to kind of like put a cap on the first version and then whatever we turn this into. I'm very excited about it. I'll probably get to redress the set a little bit. It should be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're looking forward to it too. And with it being the new year, I thought New Year's Eve is always, to me, it should be a fun holiday. I think there's a lot of stress. I think there's a lot of pressure to perform at the end of December in general. And I just thought, I was like, man, this is one of my more favorite. I had a lot of great episodes this year. So many fun guests. I mean, where do you even start? Some of my favorite conversations I had this year were with people like Bill Oakley, Barry of Sandwiches of History. Trying to think. One I haven't aired, but I had there was a journalist in from the Wall Street Journal who was interviewing Jungle, and then when they were done, he let me interview him, not Jungle, but the Wall Street Journal. I actually thought that was fascinating. We talked a lot about writing and inspiration. That'll come out at some point. Here's part of this series. I think you'll have fun with that. How about Matt Rolnick from Real American Beer? That was one. Look, I don't know anything about wrestling, and I don't really drink a ton of beer anymore, but I had fun with that one. And he's just been an interesting character in general in my life. It's been fun to watch his journey and be inspired by his like marketing savvy. So many great things. Honestly, I should just take a minute to just tell you all how grateful I am that you're all still tuned in and watching and engaging with this and engaging with the TikToks and the short content and social media and all that shit. I think it's so great. And I am genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, so grateful that you all keep hanging out with me. It's fun. I mean, how could you not love doing this, right? So in light of all of that, here's a boring episode. No, no, this is one of my other favorite people I've gotten to meet in the last few years. So our guest today, Cody Hefner, marketing expert over, I believe that the official title is Vice President of Marketing for the Cincinnati Museum Center at Union Terminal. Cody's just a great time. I don't even remember, it's like one of those friendships, like so many great friendships where I'm like, how the hell did we even meet? I genuinely don't really even remember, but there's just some mutual energy. We did a few, I think last winter, it was one of the episodes. We've done a bunch of things together at Channel 12 and ARC Cincinnati with Bob Herzog and that crew. So much fun energy. This episode is very fun, although we do get to, I'm sure if you watch the clip and that's how you got here, we get into some good stuff too. But in between that, there's a lot of like Wayne's World references, snacks to try, all kinds of stuff. This was great. I had a fun time. This is one of those episodes that I feel so strongly about because as I was going back watching it, there were so many jokes I've forgotten that were made. I cut a couple of them just because they came in no context. And while I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that, it just wouldn't be funny to you. But there's a lot of really good stuff in there. I keep thinking about the one that I can't get out of my head recently is who Oswalded your Kennedy. Okay. Anyway, Cody's an absolute delight. And I'm really excited for all of you to learn who Button Gwinnett is, which will make way more sense about halfway through the show. All right. On that, welcome to the studio, Cody.
Whose voice is your internal monologue?
Yeah, that's a great question. Who would it be? Who would be yours? Do you have a good idea? I mean, I think I'm just self-focused enough to be like, no, I unfortunately only hear me.
You know what? Mine's just me, but off the top of my head, I mean, Morgan Freeman would be great. I think a lot of people would pick Morgan Freeman, but that's like narrating your day.
Yeah.
For like a comfort thing, this is strange, but I would go with someone like Seth Meyers. They would just make me feel like safe.
Yeah. He's got a good voice for that. I'm actually surprised he doesn't work more in that space, but I guess he's hosting a show, so he's probably busy.
It's true. Do you remember when Mike Myers hosted SNL and he did it's from host, and at the during the monologue? Oh, well.
No, wait. When did he host? Was it relatively recently?
No. It was like 90.
Oh,
it was
like shortly
the
after he
Austin
left.
Powers era.
So I
for sure.
probably did watch it then because I was watching heavily back then.
And he was walking around, and Tim Meadows is there. He's like, Tim, you came out to support me. He goes, no, man, I'm still on the show. He's like, oh, really?
Yes,
and Tim Meadows is like, why did I sign a 20-year contract?
Tim Meadows just showed up on Peacemaker this week, and he's
so
hilarious in it.
He's so funny. He has bird blindness.
Yeah, oh my God, I laughed so hard
he was
at that.
being such a smartass.
Me too. And he's like, I was attacked by a duck.
It's like, it's an eagle. It's like, why'd you tell me a duck taking advantage of a man's bird blindness?
So good, dude. Oh my God. Now I'm like, how's he going to deal with Hawk Girl?
Turkey Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, we're off to a good start. I guess I should do an actual intro here, and we'll decide where it cuts in. Well, Cody, welcome to the studio. Who are you? Why are you in my office today?
I can answer who I am. I'm Cody Hefner. I'm Vice President of Marketing and Communications at Cincinnati Museum Center. Am I supposed to say that? Does
if you
care?
want.
Okay. I don't know.
Here's how. Yes, they care.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm always of the opinion. I'm like, speak freely, but also just in case your employers listen.
Well, okay. We'll do both. Can we do a work authorized and non authorized?
Yeah, exactly.
No, so
two edits. Jungle Gyms after hours.
I have the pleasure of working at Cincinnati Museum Center, and we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
It is similarly a Cincinnati institution like Jungle Gyms, and with that kind of does come great responsibility. You don't want to do anything to embarrass the organization. You want to put it in its best light. So that's a big responsibility. The other side of that is people love the Museum Center. A lot of people, because it reminds them of being a kid.
Sure.
It lets them have that childlike wonder when they walk in of just, you think you know about dinosaurs and you read something, you learn a little bit about dinosaurs, and you're like, did I know that before I walked in here?
Yeah.
So I get to tap into that childlike wonder.
That's cool.
Every now and then.
I like when, we're silly together all the time, so it's very fun when I'm like, oh, he gave the serious answer. But it's still silly, right?
Yes, but listen, you have a great laugh. You're a great, so Mitch is our podcast producer and video editor and all that stuff at Cincinnati Museum Center. He does amateur magic. He does like up close hand magic.
He did a trick for me on the show, didn't we? Okay.
And so some people in the office are like, oh, that was good. Maybe do this next time. Or, oh, is this how you did it? Yeah. Or Mitch will do it and he goes, do you want to know how I did it? I'm like, no, I want to be amazed.
Right.
Because I think people do appreciate a good audience. They need a good reaction. This is why I tell my wife the same joke multiple times. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you already told me that. And I go, well, then you must not have given me the reaction I wanted. But you, listen, right there, you have such a great laugh.
So true. Oh
and like you dial the energy up. You make people feel good because
it's genuine too.
You probably make them feel like they're more enjoyable than they are.
That is also probably
me feel like I'm more enjoyable than I am.
Well, you are more enjoyable than you are. I don't know how to say that. I'm a big fan. Before we knew who each other were, really, I would see you do shit on the news, and I'd be like, damn it, this guy's got my energy. How do we not know each other yet?
Well, I forget. Someone was like, yeah, Cody, you can come on, and we'll get Mark Borson. He's always great. And I'm like, oh, cool. This is like an excuse to meet Mark, to see Mark, to hang out with him. Like other people are buying into this. I pitched you for another TV segment.
Oh, cool. Well.
So you may notice I'm looking very crispy today.
Yeah. We did not align our haircut cycles yet.
This is fresh off the clippers of Reese at Bellevue Barbershop.
Yeah.
In Kentucky, which we are both purveyors of.
Oh yeah, for sure. Huge fans.
And as is Tanner Ayers of Channel 12.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Tanner, do an on location at the barbershop.
Yeah.
He's like, that'd be so fun.
That would be fun.
I go, Mark and I will volunteer to fill seats for you guys.
Yeah. I'll like shave my entire body for the segment if that's what it comes down to.
I don't know that they do. They do beard.
I'm pretty sure my Big Mike will do whatever I ask if it's polite.
Do people define their beards in different ways? Like you trim my back goatee up a little bit.
If you can get it, I was like, for whatever reason, it's really thick in this area. Just go ahead and start moving away up. Get the lines tight. Oh my gosh. I'm a big Reese fan. I should say Reese and I have been cooking up a funny bit. I don't know. Well,
he told me this. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I won't even tell the audience because I think it's very funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
It was funny. Well, because they've been so successful and my schedule sucks. Well, my schedule doesn't suck, but it sucks relative to just trying to imagine running into other people, right? Just think about how long it's taken for you and I to align.
I know.
This, and you're like one of my favorite people. So just know the people that I'm only work friends with.
I mean, part of it for me is I'm like, he doesn't need me on his podcast. What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about?
Funny and adorable. You're trying right now, Cody. This is the brand new. It came out today, but I say today as of the time of taping, not the time of release. But this is the new zero sugar Mountain Dew cherry lemon from Trolley. It's supposed to taste like gummy worms.
You know what it tastes like?
Tell me.
Have you ever built a ramp with a cinder block and a piece of plywood?
No, I actually haven't.
You haven't?
No, I was like I was like handicapped, so I'm very physically risk averse.
But you not wield conveyance handicap. So like
sometimes, occasionally wield.
You were.
I hide it. People are weird about it.
You were using
dude.
ramps for function, not for fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, function over form.
But see, growing up, we grew up on a farm, but we had bikes. We would ride it all around.
Oh yeah.
And we would grab a cinder block and a piece of plywood, which now as an adult, plywood is not always super sturdy, but you put it out there and you build yourself a little ramp.
You go for it.
Yeah, and just go for it. And that's what this tastes like. That's what this Mountain Dew Trolley cherry lemon. Zero sugar. I'm a big fan of zero sugar because I know you shouldn't have that much sugar, but I'm unclear on which of the artificial sweeteners are good or bad.
Yeah, and honestly, every time I post anything on the internet, the people just come out of the woodwork. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea how many doctors were on TikTok all day long.
Make America healthy again.
Right.
Don't put the sugar.
I don't even know
what dyes are in this one.
Oh my gosh.
Red 40?
That was our first review. Look, I love Mountain Dew. We've talked about this a bunch.
What are you doing?
I'm looking to see how thick the color is because when we first tried it.
Oh yeah.
My charming +1 was like, that is so red. I think it's dyeing the bottle. And I was like, you're right. And she's pretty anti-dye in that regard, right? I don't care. I'm like, it's too late
Princess
for me.
or food coloring?
Food coloring.
Oh, okay. It does have red 40 in it, which those are the guys who did red wine.
Yeah,
right?
they were just in Bogart's last week for real.
Were they really?
My brother was working security, and he was just like, I think they had a remake of I Can't Help Falling in Love with You from the 1993 film Sliver. I don't know if it was 93, but Sliver is the movie that they did that in.
They did it in the film?
I just remember the music video for some reason because it was like showing clips of whichever Baldwin that was not Alec that's in it, and Sharon Stone, I think, is the female star.
Is it the Baldwin that was in Backdraft or Biodome?
I think it's Backdraft because that's Backdraft Billy, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, such
I
a
think
good
it's
movie.
Billy Baldwin. Yeah, I know.
I cry in that.
You want me to? Here's a hot take. I haven't seen it.
You've not seen Backdraft?
I know.
It's really good.
It's like one of those movies that hits that thing. I never saw like that, and I never saw E.T., for example.
Really?
Like I've missed a few classics along the way, and people are like, "Wow, you haven't seen it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, at this point, it's fine."
Here's 6 degrees of Backdraft.
Okay.
Not really. Backdraft is great. It is sad at the end.
Yeah.
But Kurt Russell's in Backdraft,
Always a killer.
who's also in Tango and Cash.
Okay.
Have you seen Tango and Cash?
I haven't. I've seen parts of it over the years on TV.
So it is Sylvester Stallone.
And
This is like
Kurt Russell.
1989.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone is this like 3-piece suit cop, very slick, LA.
Which is funny that he would play that role in
Right.
that era of his career. Do
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Kurt Russell is like cowboy boots, rough and tumble, other side of LA, like
Captain Ron.
rival Captain Ron, yeah, rival cops. That then Jack Palance, of course, like
Jack Palance is in it?
He's the bad guy.
Okay, how have I not seen this?
Jack Palance is one of the bad guys. The other bad guy is Cassandra's dad from Wayne's World 2.
Oh, I love that. James Hong.
Yeah, who like incredible career.
Very well then, Wayne.
The cat, the rat, the monkey. Or no, the beetle.
Monkey, he's in the beetle.
Yeah. Tango
I say
and Cash,
very well, Wayne, all of the time,
Very
and
well,
no
Wayne.
one knows what I'm talking about.
does.
It's great.
Hold on. Hello? Yes? He got a Sports Illustrated football phone. Hold on. I have call waiting. A prop bit is so good for an audio medium.
Yeah, that's fine.
But Tango and Cash is so fun.
Okay.
It's super fun. And I like to do this thing where I think, all right, if they remade something now, because that's all the rave, let's remake something.
Right.
Although I do think they should remake Indiana Jones rather than continue on. I think
I
they
agree
should
with that
just
too.
reboot. But
Complete reboot.
you make Tango and Cash, like who are these like two action stars, but like opposites that come together?
Yeah.
Like modern day. And initially I'm like, this could be fun for like Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans to kind of like, let's put them back together, put that energy back together.
I love that.
I think we got close with Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Jason Statham.
That's always one I wanted to see because I am Gatham for Statham, dude.
It's a super fun movie.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I was talking to someone today, and my wife knows this. I bring it up often, and I don't know what the purpose is of it, but remake Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm loving this already.
And again, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, both people I adore. They're so fun, pure people. And Bernie is Robert Downey Jr. That'd be so fun, right?
Oh my God, Kevin Feige's like, that's the new plot of Avengers Doomsday. I would watch that right now.
100%.
Yeah.
Last thing. And then
the podcast
and
is
then
over. You're like, no,
you can run your show.
No, I love this. Is the shit. This is the stuff people want. I think more than anything. Like we can talk about the spicy all dressed chips from Canada,
and mine are original.
Yeah, little yellow, different.
What are your top 3 Nicolas Cage movies?
Con Air.
Are these in order or?
No particular order. If I'm seriously answering the question, Con Air. Leaving Las Vegas is an incredible performance, and it's depressing and wonderful. I understand why people are like, oh my gosh. You know what the third one is, I think, though? Because I'm really struggling to answer the question outright. But I think, and this is a terrible movie, but it's a hilarious Nicolas Cage performance. It's the second Ghost Rider movie. It's so bad. But there are so many like top 10 Nicolas Cage moments in that movie that I almost wish there was a version of it where they didn't CG replace him with the Ghost Rider skull. Like I just saw.
You just want to see what Nick Cage is doing in that moment?
Well, he has some line, and I forget what it is, but this just got brought up the other day, and I've been like, yeah, that line is insane. But he's just like, he's creeping at my back door. And he's like just going nuts. And I'm like, this is incredible. Oh, you know what I should have said for real? Mandy.
Mandy?
Did you see Mandy?
Oh, that's a recent one. No.
So Mandy is like, it's like a Nicolas Cage, almost like one person show. It is insane. Who is it? The story is this guy, Red, played by Nicolas Cage.
Sure.
And his wife, and she's familiar. I cannot remember who. She's been in other movies. I just can't remember her name. And they effectively run afoul of some like weird cult group that's moved into town. I think the guy's Linus Roach that plays the cult leader. And the visuals are like incredibly weird and strange. It's oh my God, George P. Cosmatos. It's his son, Panos Cosmatos, the most Greek sounding man I've ever heard outside of Stavros.
I imagine it's just an olive wearing glasses with that name.
Yeah, it pretty much is. I was like, and oddly hairy at parts. I mean that with the best. All my Greek friends are like, what did you know about us? I was like, just that. You guys didn't teach me. No, but all kidding aside, it's like not a wonderful movie. It is like a crazy movie to watch. Cage is 110 miles an hour the entire movie. There's a scene where, so like the whole plot is like this cult comes, they try to get her, and then they're like, oh, you won't have sex with us? Well, we're going to murder you in front of your husband then. And so they like come to their property one night and get him, tie him up, and they light her on fire in front of him. And the scene, you don't see her burn. It's literally like a 6-minute, just one shot of Cage reacting while the fire's like flickering his eyes. It's like great moments like that. There's an insane scene where he has this like rage out in a restroom, in a very oddly colorful restroom, like my wall.
Sure, yeah.
Oh my God, so many great scenes though. And yeah, just like a cool revenge movie. Not a lot of dialogue, but a lot of like just good acting.
But is there like John Wick revenge, like style revenge, or like
but like almost imagine more like psychedelic horror visuals. Like it, like he builds this giant like H.R. Geiger-esque axe to murder everybody with at the end. That's made out of something. It's been a couple years since I've watched it, but it came out in 2018, right as Cage was kind of coming back around from being a bit of a joke.
Yeah,
and this was like the first one. People were like, oh. I mean, even in his bad movies, he's usually killer in them.
You have to at least appreciate someone going for it.
Yeah,
like don't just go sleepwalk through something. If you're going to do it, just go for it.
And he is one of those guys. You should see Mandy. I don't know if it's like one of those movies that's like, it's sometimes hard to recommend because it is like slow. It is a lot of like visual. It's like a very mood movie. I don't know how to say it better than that, where you're like, it's just like a lot of like ambient visuals and music and stuff like that. The soundtrack rules. It was kind of a sad story because the guy that did the soundtrack did some other cool stuff and he died like the week of release or something. But the soundtrack rules. Again, visually crazy. There's one scene in particular where they're drugged, and it's like you're watching the the cult leader, and it just keeps shifting between his face and the wife's face. But like the way they blended is just this almost dreamlike state. It's hard to describe at times. He did this other movie called Beyond the Black Rainbow, the same director. Again, it's like almost one of those, like if you took 2001 and added like intense psychedelic drugs to it and a little bit of fear, it's wild stuff. That's like one of those directors I'll watch anything he makes now.
Really, just because of the style and
and when you think about like his dad's directing, it's like his dad directed like Cobra. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like,
with Stallone,
yeah. So like George P. Cosmatos, if you look him up, you're like, I think he did. Did he direct Rocky? Maybe like he's like in that group with like he's done a bunch of stuff with Stallone. I'm gonna look it up right now so I don't sound like an idiot publicly.
So now
his son is like making incredible art films, and you're just sort of like, what? Really? Let's see. He died in 2005. What does he know? Cobra. Okay, First Blood
Marion
Part
Cobretti.
2. Tombstone.
Wait, like
yeah, I'm Your Huckleberry. Yeah, like he directed
a
that.
very Stallone and Kurt Russell heavy podcast.
Yeah, I know. What are we? That's look. I think after this, I'm just like, let's not even talk about food. You and I just need to do a movie. We need to do like a '90s movie review show.
The more Kurt Russell, the better. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, this is a funny, dumb story, but when I first was trying to move into the food space, I was doing a food blog around town, and I'd done this one review. This is one that like helped me pop off a little bit at the time, but I was describing, I think it was at E&O Kitchen when they first opened up like a decade or so ago, but I described one of the dishes as Kurt Russell wearing a leather jacket, and the owner called me, and I was like, oh shit. And he was just like, that is the greatest review of anything I'll ever make. And I'm like, awesome.
Because people get it.
Yeah, because it was silly, and it was like, you know how cool this is? It's as cool as Kurt Russell wearing the leather jacket.
I would love to be, like, anything I do to Kurt Russell-esque, described in that way.
We just need more leather jackets, dude.
What wonderful hair, too.
Oh, to this day.
Like, he's a guy who kind of had like almost like a B-movie career, but just so loved.
Yeah. Because he's great in it. Look, I mean, it's kind of in a different way, but it's kind of like the Cage thing where Kurt Russell shows up 100% every movie. Like even the ones that you're like, really? And then you're like, no, he's killing it here. Even if the movie around him is not perfect, he gave it his all.
Can I play a game with you?
I would
just made this
love
up. This is the optometry game. All right. Yeah. So
Z?
so it's gonna be 1 or 2.
Okay.
And then 2 or 3. So
okay.
Stallone or Schwarzenegger?
Oh, I think I'm going Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger or Van Damme?
Schwarzenegger or
Seagal?
I'm going Schwarzenegger again, but I really want to say Seagal.
Schwarzenegger or Norris?
Yeah, I'm going Arnie all the way down, I think.
Okay.
How about you? What were your takes?
Stallone,
Schwarzenegger, we'll start there.
I think, this is tough. I would have to do it like film by film. I would go Schwarzenegger over Stallone.
Okay.
Probably go Van Damme over Schwarzenegger.
I will say I was torn a little bit there. I think the problem for me is there's so many, like Schwarzenegger had so many S tier movies that the other guys struggled to often break B.
Right. It's like are you going to put Kickboxer up against Predator?
No, but maybe Hard Target.
I would be like, cool, double feature. What's Hard Target? Come on. Calm down. All right. Wilford Brimley just giving his all in there.
And riding the horse away from a giant explosion. Like if he had Facebook, that would have been my profile picture if I were him. You know what I mean?
2 of Van Damme's best GIFs.
Yeah.
Memes. You say GIF or GIF?
I'm team GIF.
Yes.
Looking right at the camera.
It's not peanut butter.
Yeah, that same charming +1 is a soft G GIF. And she's like, well, the creator said it that way. I was like, well, the creator sounds like an idiot to me.
Doesn't mean he's right.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh, the Giraffics image. What is the format? What's it stand for?
The Zeitgeist.
Yeah, exactly.
GIF.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing that. I can't wait to see Ghostbusters this fall. Fools, all of them.
So 2 out of the 3 best Van Damme GIFs come from Hard Target.
Yeah.
It's him punching the snake.
Yes, classic.
Grabbing a snake and just popping it. And
yeah, that is it. We need more scenes like that in movies.
Riding the motorcycle, standing on the seat of a motorcycle, kind of like leaving an explosion.
Awesome.
And then, do you know what do you think the 3rd best Van Damme GIF is?
It's the time cop splits in the underpants, right? On the counter. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe in the Borson world, but yes. All right. So I didn't think of that one. Maybe we're talking top 4, but I'm thinking the dancing scene from Bloodsport or Kickboxer.
Is it?
They're the same movie.
He's in the same wardrobe too, and you can't tell. The same haircut,
thing.
same thing.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good call. I've never seen Time Cop. I've just seen that clip from the trailer because I remember it was in the trailer. I remember as a kid being like, "This looks like a fun movie," and I'm like, "Oh, there's more underpants in this than I wanted there to be."
It's amazing that like Stallone, he's all like montage and ripped and everything, and like, wow, that's really like captivating and engaging. And Schwarzenegger's just this like mountain of a man,
right?
And just this unnecessarily great actor and just like charismatic. Van Damme, great athlete and martial artist, and then Seagal comes in and just slaps people for 90 minutes.
He's like
he made a career off of that.
Seriously,
incredible.
I made a career off this. Just closing his eyes, slapping people. He's not a good actor or a good martial artist. The whole thing's kind of
person.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do you remember in like the late 90s, like right as his star started to fade, like right after what was the one where he's like on the oil rig in Alaska or whatever? Something ground.
On Deadly Ground.
Yes. Okay, so that was like if I recall, that feels like where his career was starting to take the nosedive.
It was either that or maybe Bullet to the Bone. Is that
Bullet to the Bone? I forgot about that.
Is that with him and DMX or?
No, the one with exit wounds was him and DMX.
Okay,
but I remember when that came out, they were like, Seagal is back. And we were like, wait, okay, we didn't want that.
In many ways, he never left.
Well, I just remember thinking in like the mid to late 90s as like the first run of, it's like Under Siege blew up big.
Yeah.
And he's the worst part of that movie.
It's
like
true.
I mean, Tommy Lee Jones is having a great time.
Tommy Lee Jones is just hamming it up. Like he's just having so much fun. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Gary Busey is unhinged.
Yeah.
He dresses like a woman at one point.
I was going to say, how did we not know Gary Busey was so unhinged back then?
Poor Gary Busey. Like, Gary Busey in Under Siege, Point Break.
Yep.
Great. Utah. Give me 2.
I knew that. That's another quote I say often, and people are just like, what's he talking about?
And Sergeant Savage from Black Sheep.
Oh my! You know what's funny? I never saw Black Sheep.
No,
isn't that crazy? Because I love Tommy Boy so much, and I think I was just swayed by people saying it's bad.
Do it again.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
Like, it's all good.
And what's his name from Animal House as the brother running for office?
Yes.
Was it Tim Matheson? Is that his name? Something like that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it feels right. Whatever. I'm not IMDb.
Did you have things you wanted to get to, or do you want me to keep?
No, honestly, I mean, like at this point, I'm just like, what I'll probably do is put one of our fun clips early in the show. That way, I'll be like, we eventually get there, folks. People just want to have a fun parasocial relationship. Okay, that's your first time ever
really good. These are the all dress chips, which anyone who's a fan of Canada, knows these are a big deal. There's like a bacon flavor to it almost.
It's like a little bit of everything, and they'll occasionally make them in the U.S. markets, and they're not quite as good, which is funny because I'm like, aren't you just spraying them with the same vat of chemicals?
Yeah, there's a bell pepper, onion, and vinegar on the front.
Yeah, I always get kind of like you said, there's like a slight pork note in there. I think that might be whatever's smoked. And then I get like, it's almost like barbecue and salt and vinegar had a bit of a baby while bacon was watching, Yeah. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Oink, oink.
Let the boy.
Did you about to say, let the boy watch?
Yep.
Do you say that's your wife, Darla? Hold up. We're going to do Ashley Schaefer bits. I got to wear the Ashley Schaefer wig. It's good. It's a good look, right?
It's a good look. Wig? It's a little colonial in ways, too.
I can feel it down in my plums. I think it's supposed to be a Santa Claus wig, but then we realized.
How does...
Santa Claus as played by, I don't know.
No one talks about a Santa Claus wig. It's always the beard.
Yeah, I know. That was funny. When I got the suit, it was just in there. And I was like, oh. And then I'm like, well, the hat's already too hot.
It's like a Mrs. Claus wig.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm 2025, baby. I'm progressive. Whatever we need to do. I was like, Mr. Claus, Mrs. Claus, I don't care who. As long as I get my shit at the end of the year. Yeah, exactly.
Remember when they tried to sexify the Hamburglar?
No.
And they were like,
was he not always sexy?
I am going to...
You got to find it. I'm glad that's in your Google search, not mine.
I was going to say...
This is the kind of stuff you could find out about at the Cincinnati Museum Center.
Dear IT, Robble.
Robble, if I may say so myself.
Yep, this was partly a mistake. Look, sexy Hamburglar.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Like,
yeah, they're like, what if?
Honestly, how far off are we from like sexy Santa? Like, there's.
Have you not seen my Santa boudoir shoot I did a few years back because I thought it would make me money?
Coke's gonna be like, hey, we let AI design Santa and he's sexy now.
Yeah, he's cranking full hog. I'm sorry, I hope this doesn't get you. I'm saying it, not you.
We're going hog wild.
Yeah, this Christmas, get all the pork you need. It's just Santa like riding a summer sausage like at the end of what's it called? Dr. Strangelove.
Man, I used to love those like Pepperidge Farm baskets that came with the mustard and the smoked cheddar. That's room temperature.
Yep. Which I was always wondering how that worked. Actually, now that I work in a place with an intense cheese shop, I'm like, should I have not eaten should I not had shelf stable cheese ever before? What is this? I
love that it's an intense cheese shop. Like, where's the monster?
Yeah,
what do you mean you want it thin slice? You can't you want paper to retweet it or not?
Yeah, they're like aged 800 pounds of aged provolone. Get the shotgun.
I'm also.
I can't wait for you to try these
fried egg potato chips.
Yeah, I just wanted you to try all kinds of funny things. I was just like, so everyone, usually when I have a guest on the show and we're having fun like this, and Cody and I always have a good relationship, I'm always like, hey, you got to try this weird stuff. So he's trying Torres fried egg chips. What does this taste like? What thing in your childhood did you build that this tastes like?
You know what this tastes like? This tastes like testing the tensile strength of a glass window with a snow glove.
Okay.
I don't know.
That feels right, though.
I don't. Honestly, when you said from your childhood, the first memory that came up was I wondered, if I punch this window, will it break? And it did.
Yeah.
I had a snow glove on. I don't remember getting in trouble, but for sure had to.
Yeah.
No, what this tastes like is when you fry eggs and what's the white of an egg called? It's like albumin or albumin?
Oh, yeah. I was albumin. Is that it? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's like the sticky part too.
Cincinnati Museum Center has the Create Culinary Studio where we have people who can answer questions just like this.
That's officially open now, right?
Yeah.
Because it's relatively recent. Am I right in saying it that?
It's been like a year and a half, but yeah.
Has it really? Oh, damn. Well, dude, so cool. I just realized the other day I've been here 4 years, and I was like, 6 months.
Right. Time is. You get older and time just, it all runs together.
Well, and if Terrence McKenna is correct, all of the realities are blending, right? I've been on a kick recently of have I told you how mad I am about the concept of the Mandela effect?
No.
I hate it so much. You know what it is. Are you familiar with the Mandela effect?
You hate that he ended apartheid in South Africa?
That is exactly
You want that on record, Mark?
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
Mark Borson. I will explain it for people. So,
will you explain?
The Mandela effect is effectively, I'm trying not to put my spin on it. I was like, it's when stupid people think that the timeline's changed, not that they might be misremembering a fact. And that's why I'm so angry about it. But it's all based around the idea that a group of people thought that Nelson Mandela died in the 80s. And then when he really died in like 2010 or whatever it was, they were like, no, he died 30 years ago. And that didn't happen. So now there's this whole thing of like, it's just kind of stupid people who are like, it used to be this and no longer is this. So the one I just happened to be reading the other day. Well, let me back up one more time. I have been mad about this idea my whole life because growing up, when I was a kid, I learned to read using the Berenstain Bears books, okay?
Yes.
And I'm a very detail-oriented person when it comes to reading, and I paid attention, at least in my youth. Now I'm just like, oh, nobody cares, so I don't invest as much energy. But as a kid, I loved it. But people kind of have, and I'm not trying to say that this is like genuinely anti-Semitic, but people, especially in the 90s, probably did not know a lot of people with Jewish names, right? Or things like that. Yeah. So they were like, oh, it's the Berenstain Bears. And I'm like, no. And I mind you, I'm like 5 years old going like, you idiots, there's an A in this. And like, it is very clearly not that, only to grow up for all these people to be like, it's Berenstain Bears. It always was. And it was never Berenstain. I'm like, no, I've only lived in this reality where it's not that timeline shifted. It's that you guys don't know how to read as well as you think you do.
What?
So they're
is it actually the
suggesting-
Berenstain?
Yeah, it actually is the Berenstain Bears. Yeah, Jan and something Berenstain was their name. Yeah. So like, go look at any of the books, and it's like I'm not joking. This has driven me crazy since I was a very little boy because it was one of the first like obsessions I guess I had. Because I mean, seriously though, and like, imagine the frustration as a smart kid, like reading this book and hearing all the people around you that are adults except for my parents, right? Not reading it or pronouncing it correctly, and I'm like, it's like I'm phonetically reading this. It says stain, so it always drove me nuts. There's a whole one about the Fruit of the Loom always had a cornucopia in it. The one that set me off yesterday were all these people saying that Costco never had a T in it. I am the corn. I still am. I'm in it right now. They were saying that Costco didn't have a T in it. And I'm like, no, it's not. It was always Costco. You just don't pronounce the T, and that's why your brain thought it that way. The universe is not aligning to your fucking idiocy.
My office overlooks the train yard behind Union Terminal, and so there's tons and tons of shipping crates. And it's funny when you watch a movie and there's always a chase on the docks somewhere, and there's all these shipping crates. And it's like, oh yeah, it's Hapag Lloyd or whatever. There is a Costco, C-O-S-C-O, Costco no T.
But that's a different company, if I'm not mistaken.
But it is a different company, 100%.
So I think a lot of times it's just people misremembering stuff. And it's just this insane level of ego that I just don't understand, that you're like, you know what? The entire universe moved for me being an idiot, not the fact that maybe I just am not as smart as I thought.
Do you, 10, 20 years from now, people are going to say, it's always been GIF. You guys are just Mandela affecting yourself that it was GIF.
I was like, here's a gift for you. You know what I mean?
Do you wish you could make GIFs? Like, that you could just like quickly and readily do it? I'm like, oh, this specific scene from a movie would be perfect. Someone would have to have done this by now. No, I have to be the pioneer. I have to be the trailblazer.
I think
I don't have the skill set for that.
That's like one of those things that I think you and I feel each other on more than anything else, honestly. That was like one of those moments for me early on where I'm like, I think this person understands me. Because I feel like our types have always thought that way, right? Like, oh, here's a good reference or something, and then people might not get it. And I have a lot of like just obscure obsessions. I'm like, oh, that's a great scene. and then it's like, well, for example, one I'm always referencing is Mr. Show with Bob Odenkirk and David Cross. Yeah. There's so many perfect bits that align. Again, another running joke of the Borison household is that show and this other show, Peep Show, have pretty much a moment in either their sketch comedy or in the sitcom that will relate to almost any experience in life, to a frustrating amount, I'm sure, for anyone who loves me. I'm like, it's just like this scene, but you can't, you know what I mean? I'm like, what, I got to go find that clip. I got to download the clip, and then I got to turn it into a GIF, and then I got to submit it somewhere, and then hopefully I've typed it in the proper way that I can re-find it any other time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the, I don't know what I was going to say. I had something, I don't remember.
So I'm sorry I did that to you.
No, it's okay.
I just got so excited.
You know what GIF I enjoy?
Yes.
Or a meme? A meme is just a GIF that doesn't move, right?
Yeah, technically, I think that's a good way to put it.
Sure. I let a lot of things fall through the cracks. Okay.
Same.
So I was telling someone my skill set, the skill and the talent I bring is remembering stuff in a moment of panic and being able to drag that thing over the finish line at the very last minute. So often I'll get a text from someone that says like, oh, hey, sorry to inconvenience you or something. And it's really like my fault. Like I didn't follow up on something.
Sure.
I like to respond just to like let them know where they sit in the hierarchy with the Blades of Glory meme where Chaz Michaels is laying on the bed calling Jimmy. It's saying,
hello. We're recording a show right now. I'm so sorry.
But
I'm sorry. Can we talk about this for a second? We'll finish your skip.
It makes the animals very angry and you tap on the glass.
That is a first. That's a first.
Really?
I mean, people have tapped on the glass, not usually in the middle of a recording going, can I come in while it's clear that you guys are both doing an interview right now?
Do you think they needed help with something or?
I hope not. He had what looked like a young girl with him, so I'm assuming she maybe wanted to come in.
You know what?
We should have just waved him in and just seen what happened.
Yeah.
No.
Put on the wig. Let's see what happens.
Exactly. You're Ashley Schaefer.
Do you want
now.
some shaved ice taffy?
Oh yeah, we got to try that too. We have a weird lineup today of like this is. I feel like you and and I are secretly hosting the 90s sleepover today. We got some
We
chips,
are,
we got some Mountain Dew.
We have tummy aches.
Yep, exactly.
At this point. But I like the meme where Chaz Michaels is saying, if we went to a Halloween party as Batman and Robin, I'd be Robin. That's what you mean to me.
That's great.
And that's an insane compliment to give a person.
Yeah,
and I
like,
think people say, oh, it's in this funny comedy movie with Craig T. Nelson from Coach. It can't be serious.
Are you a fellow Coach fan?
I love Coach.
Dude, I watched
Dauber?
that so much. Yeah. Dauber, who now... I was just like,
Patrick!
right, and I was just... When I first started doing Patrick, I was like, bro, he's just doing Dauber. And people are like, what? I'm like, never mind, I'm old.
Yeah, I found that out recently.
So
Shaved
good.
ice taffy is good.
Yeah, it's like kind of like tiger's blood flavor, right?
Yes.
Because I get that little hint of coconut in there.
Terrible ASMR for people.
Yeah.
If you hate when your spouse chews too loud, tune into this portion.
My buddy Brad's always tweeting, I hate when people chew on podcasts. I was like, thank you for never listening to my show. And he's like, it makes sense on your show at least. I was like, okay, but I think you're still mad about it. Hi,
Otherwise,
Brad, we
people
love
are
you.
just snacking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what this is all about.
You told me you had questions. I want to hear the questions you
Yeah,
have.
do you want to go into the series part? This will be the part that
you're serious?
these will be the clips. I mean, they're funny
know,
still,
whatever.
but these will be the things that I was like, oh, we can pull good clips for this.
Yeah.
Okay. So it does that all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. And until it falls, and then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about that. All right, let me go through here. Okay, so I hate to be this serious about this, but let's lead into it.
Okay.
If the Cincinnati Museum Center had an exhibit inspired entirely by jungle gyms, what do you think would be the star attraction?
That's a great question. The star, like the star artifact. I mean, well, I mean, I would ask you, but I think it's the big cheese, right? You would just put the big cheese in there.
Yeah, I think that's the answer. Or the soup can. Those are my two top ones.
So the soup can was going to be the other one too.
Part of me thought jungle would be a good answer, but the two of us have a little too much energy to be in a box.
Jungle could do like the audio guide. It'd be fun for him to narrate the audio guide for.
Damn, we should maybe do this. That's so funny.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
It's a banana, babe. Jungle, let's make this happen.
He needs to write all the label copy.
Oh, it would be so funny. Oh my gosh, I think that actually would probably happen too. I love that so much. How about this one? If you had to curate, excuse me, I'll do it so I can not have the flub in the clip. If you had to curate a one night only museum after dark experience here at Jungle Gyms, what wild artifact or exhibit would you try to hide in the aisles?
Ooh, you want me to hide any artifact here?
Yeah.
It's our Holt broadside printing of the Declaration of Independence. So this document.
Yeah, tell me this whole thing, because Nicolas Cage is on his way to steal it.
Exactly. So it is 1776, July 2nd, they actually say, hey, let's vote on independence, guys. What do we think?
Yeah, you can pre-order Independence now at GameStop.
Yeah. Pre-order it now. Freedom will be waiting for you.
The Freedom's DLC. It comes with the season pass.
The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment will not be released for another 60 years.
It's so good.
90. So they voted, and 12 out of the 13 colonies voted in favor. New York couldn't because their representatives did not have the authority to. They had to go get permission from the assembly or the Congress in New York. So they create this Dunlap broadside, and they print that out. They ride that back to New York in White Plains, and the New York Assembly automatically say, yeah, absolutely, we're in. Yes, they reprint the Declaration, but they put a little proclamation on top that says, we, the Assembly of New York, blah, 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 wholeheartedly support this, something like that. And then it's the Declaration. It looks like the Declaration. And they print like 500 copies and distribute it throughout New York. They ride that back to Philadelphia and say, New York's in, it's unanimous, let's go. This is the copy that George Washington read to his troops as they were defending New York. They were getting their ass kicked like left and right, all the way up. Like the big moment of Washington's time in the Battle of New York was successfully retreating across the river from Long Island and like keeping his army intact. It was this like incredible undertaking. But like that, people think of Washington as this like great general, and his skill was essentially keeping an army together.
Yeah.
And just kind of like buying time for allies to get on board and for other people to maneuver. So, but he reads this to his troops gathered in New York, and that's the moment the war turns from a rebellion to a war for independence. So this is huge. There are 5 of these Holt broadsides known to exist today, and we have one of them.
That's crazy.
It comes to Cincinnati. It comes to Ohio. Many of the Revolutionary War veterans, the country couldn't pay them. The U.S. was broke, so they paid them in land. They opened up all this land after winning the war in Ohio. The Ohio Territory was a big part of that. So in our collections also, we have like land grants signed by George Washington. It's amazing. We have documents where you see George Washington's writing, where we see Thomas Jefferson. John Quincy Adams had immaculate handwriting.
Really?
Amazing.
How about Button Gwinnett?
What?
Isn't he one of the? I think he signed the Declaration too. I just always thought he had a great name.
We'll talk about some surnames or some pen names, some pen 15 names.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Legit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy, his brother served in New York and likely gave it to him, and then when he and his family moved, he was from Connecticut. When they moved to Ohio, brought it with him, and it just kind of gets passed down. And at some point, ends up in the Historical Society of Ohio, which is the museums, the Cincinnati History Museum, the Historical Society and Library. It's their predecessor. So we have this freaking Declaration of Independence. It's so cool. Anyway, I would hide that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
So I
had no idea you had that.
Do you want to know another fun fact that's not related to Cincinnati Museum Center?
Yeah.
Warren G. Harding, terrible president, very corrupt, but from Ohio. I think from Marion, maybe. This is the amazing thing. Like, you write, like you're writing letters back and forth. Like, we text back and forth.
Sure.
We don't anticipate that other people are going to read those or stump. Like 50 years from now, they're going, oh, we have all the text from Cody to Mark.
Yeah.
But like that's what happens. Like, oh, this person died, and here's the presidential papers, or here's all the papers from this person's life, and they go into some collection somewhere. That happened with Warren G. Harding, but it also happened to the people that he wrote letters to. And so Warren G. Harding would write letters to his mistress from his penis.
Amazing.
Which he called Jerry.
Love it.
And so he anthropomorphized his penis and wrote letters to her.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's true love.
That's like 1920s sexting.
That is unbelievable. Also, Jerry, not a very clever name. I mean, Jerry Harding, I guess it's like kind of funny. I mean, you have Harding in the name. There's so many so many ways you could go with that.
I told this to someone once, and they go, is that what the G stood for? And Warren G. Harding? I said, no, that's what the Hard stood for.
Speaking of standing. That's amazing. Do you guys have those on display too?
We don't
we're working on getting that. That's all different.
That'd be that like after dark.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. There should be like, it's one of those things that I often do wish there were exhibits like that a little bit, because it's like, it's not like you're being gross and graphic about it. It's like an interesting thing.
They're human beings.
And that's it. Yeah, guess what? He probably had sex sometime in his life, and it's okay that we acknowledge that.
Yeah.
I haven't ever, though, so we're never telling anyone.
You're an incel.
It's a vol cell, okay? I'm choosing this life.
You're saving it.
Here's one I kept thinking about. Well, I was going to say, honestly, you kind of answered this question, at least for me, because I was going to say, what's an artifact that you have that we wouldn't expect?
Was it in that 10-minute answer?
I think what was it called again?
The Holt broadside?
Holt broadside,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So I think that's the answer. But if you have another artifact, I'll set it up. What's an artifact in the Museum Center's collection that people would not expect you to have?
There's a lot of just, I don't want to say random. I don't want it to come across that way, but we have over 6 million items in our collection. So kind of every time we get a new curator or a curator's working on a project, they will stumble onto something, because you're not just spending your day saying like, okay, now I'm going to look at everything on this shelf. And in this case, often you're looking for something, and a lot of things are cataloged, so you're looking through the database. Mm-hmm. But what's fascinating to me is that also tells you what that curator is interested in, what they find interesting. But But I mean, we have William Lytle was from Cincinnati. He was the poet general.
Yep. Huge tunnel fan and apartment building fan.
Huge supporter of tunnels. So yes, comes from quite a prominent family.
Yeah.
During the Civil War, he was killed at the Battle of Chickamauga, and his body was recovered by Confederate soldiers, and they passed him across the Union lines because they knew him and they kind of respected him.
Sure.
And his body gets sent back to his family. We have a lock of his hair because that was a keepsake. So someone clipped a lock of his hair, and I think he mailed it to his sister or family or something.
Yeah.
Like that's just a random thing, and you're like, why the hell do we have that? But,
right.
Like these are all parts of history. That's not just like, here's his hair. It is kind of like, this was a thing that people did, and this is how much people thought of him, how significant it was, all this other stuff. So
that's so interesting. And it doesn't surprise me too, because I imagine you can only display so many things at once anyway.
Well, I mean, we have a meteor that's older than Earth itself.
Is that on display currently?
Yeah, it's in our Neil Armstrong Space Exploration Gallery.
And I go there every time you send me in.
I mean, it's like the size of a nickel,
that's
a quarter,
still cool,
but wild. And you're like, how can it be on Earth if it's older than Earth? And then you realize there's stuff flinging around the universe that's been there for years. Or maybe, like, is this something that started at the end of the solar system and like slowly working its way? Who knows?
Well, we're just cooking through the known whatever existence is anyways. They're going to pick some stuff up that's old.
I mean, it's... When you imagine the solar system and stuff just like whoosh, whipping around, do you have Steppenwolf's magic carpet ride? Like just...
Yes.
Like...
I can hear it already. Bam, 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 bam. You're like, we're just cooking through space, baby. And then,
there used to be a magic carpet ride, like one of those. It was a ride at the county fair. You know, where you got this like long pendulum, and it would fling you up. You kind of linger at the top and then come zipping back down, and it was supposed to be like Alibaba's or Aladdin's carpet ride. Yeah. And they just played that song on repeat.
And that sounds great, actually. Awesome. I regret that my first time at a county fair was just like 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been.
Did you get corn
We're
dog?
like city, I like grew up in like the East Coast City thing. That wasn't a thing there, right? I don't think, at least. I don't think anybody talked about it. And so then once we got to the Midwest, my parents still weren't very interested in that. So I'm only now discovering a lot of these things where I'm just like, yeah, let's go ahead and try this. There's a festival all about pumpkins. Yeah, I'm there every year for the rest of my
Circleville?
life. Yes, you already know, dude.
Absolutely.
Are you coming with me this year?
Let's go.
I'm dead serious. I like take time off. I never take vacation here, but I literally
I was gonna say, I have a headless horseman tattoo. I love
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is it somewhere easily visible, or is it in a weird space?
Not on camera.
Okay, it's one of those.
It's not a super weird place, but I just can't roll my
Harding
Harding
kind of tattoo.
It's Warren G. Harding as the headless horseman. Yes.
That's what I named mine when I send people letters. I just mail them to I mail that and a lock of hair to my coworkers and just to see what they think. Not my hair, someone's though.
Okay.
Just I go to the Bellevue barbershop and I'm like, yo, Reese, let me get some trimmings.
Boys, can I get some?
What do you got in the vacuum? That's so weird. I should just start doing that to people now. They'd be like, "Oh, are you a jerk? Just hair?" Yeah, can you? Because I'm in your story the whole time. I'm thinking like, "Damn, can you imagine getting an envelope and be like, oh, mail?" Especially at a time when you probably got like 3 pieces of mail your entire life. Yeah. 1/3 of them was hair of a relative.
Yes.
You're like,
we think.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the other thing. You're like,
wait a minute.
It's probably close enough. Like he didn't wear it this way,
But then, like, you save it. It still exists.
You don't?
150 years later.
Oh my gosh! Going back to the meteorite thing, that's so cool. I need to go look at that. I probably did see it. What'll happen is next time I'll be like, oh yeah, I totally
you probably
saw
just
this.
didn't.
It's. I'll tell you how I did the museum last time after the recording's done because it was a very funny experience. That was good. And then I was thinking along those lines, it made me. I got to shout out Kate real quick because she totally let me touch a triceratops.
Oh yeah,
that was like one of the best days.
Katie Hunt, she's awesome.
She's a delight.
So she's actually from our partners, Elevation Science Institute, which are based. Philadelphia, I think.
Okay.
So Katie manages our fossil prep lab. So she's in there just like, teeny little tools, scraping rock off of fossils and bones.
The sick, like, movable hood, too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so awesome.
And they just completed, so they do all the field digs for us. because they run a public field school, so they'll have like 30 volunteers a week.
Yeah, because they were out in Montana this summer digging stuff up. Yeah,
and then they bring this like big old trailer full of fossils and drop them off at the museum because
so cool.
They're digging on federal land that's managed by the Bureau of Land Management, and Cincinnati Museum Center is a repository for those. So technically, most of our fossils, especially the vertebrate ones, so like the dinosaurs, they're not ours. We're just holding them for the government. So if for some reason they're ever like, you know what, we would like to have all the fossils where we can see them. Like they'll say,
shipping them out,
bring them back.
Yeah.
So we're that repository. So for elevation science, it's like, we get to continue running to the field school. And now we have somewhere we can put these things in and continue to work with them.
Yeah.
And Katie is awesome because she's in our lab. So every day we're open, you can go walk through the museum and see her through the window, just scritchy scraping, doing her thing.
I meant to ask her last time, and I'll have to do this next time I come in, but I was like, how radioactive are you? Because I imagine there's probably a little of that going on with the fossils just due to the nature of how it seems like everything is a little radioactive.
You think so?
I'm guessing, and I'm like, you're right up in there. I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. I host a grocery store podcast. I'm guessing on almost everything I'm throwing out. But I did think about that. That was a discussion we had recently because I was just like, I wonder if that... I wonder what, you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to go find old archaeologists and be like, what's the throat cancer situation? Do you know what I mean?
It's only the ones who've been in a mummy's tomb. But there are...
Shout out to my relatives.
What?
They're Egyptian, that's all. They're not a good one. I'm like, but we're out there doing the Lord's work.
Do the Lord's work.
Get out of our pyramids.
Great robbing.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, that's Dad's side now.
There is research that as the Earth warms through climate change and global warming.
Oh wait, isn't that fake?
It depends on your relationship to science.
Yeah, I was gonna say what part of the country
we like science. But like tundra and areas that are typically frozen, as that falls, it's releasing like bacteria and mold and spores and things like that, and that there could be diseases that get released as part of that. I mean, listen, so some researcher, some scientist is going to be like, maybe.
Right.
Because I talked to Dean Regas, because there's always,
Dean's the only person in this conversation that's ever let me touch a meteorite.
That's just that. It's ever let me touch him. And I'm like,
he was like, just please stop asking me questions, Mark. Jesus. Just touch the rock, dude. Go. Oh, my God.
But, they'll say, oh, there's a possible Earth-like planet. And it's like, there's a planet that could have water, and we know water is necessary for sustaining life.
And we think it's in the Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, but media is going to pick up like, oh, hey, there's possibly another Earth.
Yeah, and they're very definitive.
And scientists are like, maybe. There's a lot of steps to get through before we even talk about that. And this is not a critique of media or anything.
No.
It's true. They're not putting something that's not true. It's just the full picture is a lot broader and it's a lot longer to get to.
It's one of those where it's like, I will do a little media critique here and that. It's like, I understand the desire to get clicks. Locally or? No. Because they're all good to me. Even the ones that I don't think I'm supposed to like publicly, they're all good to me. Yeah,
they're wonderful, and they all have such great crews.
That's the hardest thing for the general public to understand sometimes too, is they're like, you're supposed to hate all of these conglomerates. I'm like, people like me and you work in those fields. It's really not. I'm like, sure, I'm sure at the top those people are terrible, but I don't know them. I know the people that I'm interacting with directly.
I know
they're
the
wonderful.
Producers, the reporters,
great.
the anchors. And a lot of people are always like, oh, how's that person in real life? Pretty much what you see. Yeah. What you see or better. Yeah. And that's not that they're bad on camera, but they're serving, a purpose, and they're buttoned up. They're at work. And so you see them like in the newsroom or something, and they turn it on, loosen the top, the tie a little bit, and like, oh, they're just really cool, because everyone wants it to be like this big salacious thing, like, oh, they're such a jerk to the production team and everything.
You're like, no. No, they're all.
Never really
they're all kind of in the heat together. So I imagine, if anything, they're probably even friendlier to each other. Usually, at least that's how I imagine it.
Like, you've never been at work and been mad at a coworker because
I only am that way.
We walked through the whole store, and you were just yelling at people constantly.
The whole time,
and I'm like,
spitting in their faces. Terrible. Disrespect constantly.
yeah, you were like, you kept kicking the back tire of a forklift, and I'm like, it's not doing anything, but it felt good for you.
I will get certified, or I will have you certified.
Oh, God.
I wonder how many people listen to us and they're just like, I think they're serious today. I'm like, this is completely serious. I'm doing the serious voice. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Welcome
You're
back
right. Wait, we were starting to say something actually really about. We went off on the tangent talking about how nice all the producers were. Something about the stations, channels. Oh, the media.
Yeah.
I was just going to get at that. They are trying to get your attention, so headlines are a little sensational.
Yeah.
And the problem is, most people don't. I don't think care to read beyond that often, and so I think it's very easy for people to be like, it's all the media's fault, and I'm like. They are a player in the game, but I got to be honest with you. If you're not reading all the information, you are also at fault.
Yeah,
but I think people struggle with the idea of that. That's why we have the Mandela effect, because people can't be like, I'm wrong sometimes.
This is a challenge. I think sometimes people don't want to learn.
Yeah.
They want to reinforce what they already know. That can be a challenge sometimes. So sometimes we'll have a really wonderful exhibition, for example, but I have to educate you on who these people were, what this is, before you're even interested. Now, if we're like, hey, it's Titanic, everyone's like, oh my God, the ocean liner that sank, and it's probably because of this, and they didn't do this, and they didn't do this, and let me just go fact check and make sure all that stuff is correct.
Sure.
They want to, and that's probably a too broad of a statement, but I think we're also getting to a point in society, or at least in America, where people kind of go into their echo chambers and they sort of just sit there and let things bounce around. Yeah. But you have to, even if you say I'm purely a CNN person, I'm purely a Fox News person or something,
right? You
should still just double check that information.
Yeah.
Because there can be bad journalism, there could be disingenuous,
of course,
or things could change. Like, people have different sources, and this is only giving you part of the picture, and because whoever was doing or producing this story didn't think the rest of it was important, but maybe that context is free. Just do a little research. Just
absolutely.
Fact check a little. Yeah, come to the museum, fact check us. This is what's awesome, is you should walk into the museum and there should be something that you're like, I want to learn more about this later. I want to check back up on this.
Yeah.
And just go down a rabbit hole. I mean, science changes, research changes, even history to a point changes, because you get another perspective. There's someone else in the room who wasn't writing the thing that you just read and said, oh, this is what actually happened. And there's someone else in that room who's seeing it completely differently.
Sure.
And you get that in there. It doesn't change facts necessarily. It adds another piece of the puzzle and it gives you a clearer picture. So,
are you trying to suggest that perspective might be helpful?
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Thinking about that, have you ever had an Indiana Jones moment at the museum where you discovered where you discovered something unexpected behind an exhibit, or just, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where you found something, you're like, oh, well, and then you're like, oh, wait a second, there's a hidden wrinkle that only you all behind the scenes might know.
I mean, our curators will, they'll do this. There's something that there's an object they have, and they say, well, this is the story behind it. And then another curator will say, hey, I found this letter from this, things will.
It's got his hair in it.
They'll kind of come together, and they sort of build on each other. And it's not that they all work in silos necessarily, but often you don't just have time where you're doing something and you just run around like, hey, look what I found. What do you have? But that's what's cool, is that the curators will, if they find something cool, they'll be like, oh my gosh, guys, guess what I found? And they'll run and kind of talk to each other. And that's very cool. But, specifically, and there are random things that happen. It's probably not super exciting or sexy, but
I just want honesty. I'm here for honesty. This is the Jungle Gyms exclusive today.
I was in the History Museum. I was in the public landing. That's the cobblestone streets, the steamboat and stuff.
Yeah.
In our exhibits, maintenance crew was down there. We have a team that all they do is they run around and fix things, and you never see them you never see what they do, and that's the entire point.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. They're incredible, and we could not do what we do without them because things are well loved in the museum, and that's awesome. But they were, trying to address something in the waterworks area in the Children's Museum. They go, we know it shares a wall with this part of the public landing in the History Museum. And someone said they remembered when it was installed, there's an access panel. So we wanted to see, so they go in and they move this little piece of exhibitry, and there's this access panel on the wall that's painted to look like the mural in the background. Sure. And they go, we think we can get to all the pumps and everything for waterworks through this without having to rip out the other wall. I was like, oh, that's very cool. And like, it's just this like secondhand knowledge. And they open it up and they go, why the hell would they put drywall inside, like over this, inside the wall? It's like they open it and there's like this little gap and then drywall.
More
like,
wall.
But
how thick is wall,
it is kind of cool because we have guys on the exhibits team who built like the Ice Age brand new in 1990 and like 88 to 90. Who built Cincinnati Motion, that miniature version of Cincinnati. They're like still crew there who did those.
Yeah, that's cool.
And now we're kind of coming back and kind of redoing them, reimagining them, refurbishing them. And it's awesome because they have this, they know where the bodies are buried because they buried them the first time. It is kind of cool to watch them work. One of the fascinating things is just the exhibits team.
Yeah.
They're all artists. I mean, we have people who are AV specialists, lighting specialists. You don't think lighting matters?
Oh, it matters, baby.
So important. It's incredible. Like remember during COVID and everyone bought all these ring lights for their computers and stuff for all these virtual meetings? If that's important to you, just extrapolate that over an entire exhibit gallery. Right. That stuff all, and we have a guy, and that's what he does, and he has a fine arts degree. That's cool. Like we have artists, and there was I think it was a Smithsonian Magazine article that featured Dave Might from the museum because he is one of 2 taxidermists on museum staff in the country.
That's cool.
Like museums just don't have taxidermists on staff.
Sure.
And after he retires, we may not either. So this is like incredibly rare, and they do awesome things. He taxidermied a rhino. Someone called him and goes, "Hey, the zoo called and our Sumatran rhinoceros died. Would you guys want it?" And hey, Dave, can you taxidermy a rhino? He's like, I don't know. Let me call my friend. Can you taxidermy a rhino? He's like, maybe when's it coming? It's like, they're going to drop it off this afternoon. Yeah. And so they have to,
that's so cool.
When you see a mounted deer or something, you buy that like foam form out of a catalog and they stretch the skin over it. They don't make those for rhinoceri.
Yeah.
Rhinoceroses.
That's a good question. I don't know.
It depends on what the root is.
I'll get someone from the zoo to clear this up next week.
Greek and Latin, they pluralize in different ways. For example, octopus is not octopi, it's octopuses.
Oh,
or octopodes, because I think it's Greek.
Yeah, octopodes or something.
Don't you get a octopody on me?
Yeah, I know. I'm getting dangerously close to potentially anti-Greek rhetoric on the show today, and it's completely unintentional.
Listen, we love the Greeks.
We do. We always have. It's a Greek town. Listen, I moved here, and I love Cincinnati chili.
We love
great
Cincinnati
things.
chili, yeah.
You guys were well, never mind. I won't say that. That was a good joke, but I'll save it for afterwards. Oh, my gosh. You know what? I know we've been doing this for a while, but I will be upset if I don't ask you this. How involved in Superman were you?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
Okay.
So, they kind of locked the place down.
I kind of figured, but...
Yeah,
but you probably at least got the email, right?
I pretty much, hey, we have a private booking. We can't really tell you what it is, but it is about, they kind of hem and haw around it. And I said, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't tell me more. I will... Yeah. If I don't know, I can genuinely say I don't. So
yeah,
it was, if you're in the building, try not to be in the building. If you're in the building, you have to stay back a house.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I didn't, walk in the back of it. Scene. But what's awesome is a lot of times they'll shoot something and they use one storefront and then they green screen everything else out, or they'll hey, we like the way the doorknobs look and we'll use that, and then And we've had other films film in the building, but they'll put a green screen up outside the doors so it could look like it's the streets of 1930s New York or something like that. It's like they didn't change anything.
No. They just put the Hall of Justice on the building on the outside. My first thought when I was in the theater was, I was like, did the museum shoot this shot? Like, it almost looked, and I don't mean this in a mean way by any means, it almost looked like a museum promo clip where they had just shopped on Hall of Justice. And I was like, this is a beautiful shot.
And that's the other thing about it is you see the building so much. I mean, you're in there every day. You walk in every day. And, I've seen it in different clips and everything like that.
Sure.
It was exciting to see. How does someone else see it? Like, how would someone else shoot this? And how's it look through their eyes?
Yeah.
And that's also, I mean, the same thing goes with exhibits. I walk through, usually when I'm in the galleries, I'm going from point A to point B. So I'm just zip right through. I'm looking for one specific piece of information.
Sure.
But if you're there with friends or, if I'm there with media or something, I either see them get really excited about it or I get excited to talk about it. And you're like, that's right. I forget. Like, it's not just, okay, well, we're going to walk past the dinosaurs here because the copier's right down here and I'm going to walk back. Like, it's an office building for so many of us, but for everyone else, it is this like incredible place where they have childhood memories, or they're making memories, or they're going on a first date, or they're like, it's where it's the only place they can take their kid because they're going to cry the rest of the day if they don't get to, and they're going to cry when they leave. And it's weird.
You're just talking about me again.
I know. I was like, okay, no, it's okay, Mark.
I just tried to get to the Omnimax show.
Mark, if you get out of the energy zone, put the balls down. We can get ice cream before we leave.
Okay.
Like, okay, fine. It is one of those things, like, you kind of, if you make a kid cry, you kind of did it right.
Yeah, it's true.
Sorry, parents.
Things I learned at Disney World.
Yeah, like, sorry, parents, but like, if they're upset because you have to leave, good job for us.
Yeah, power move. Yeah, that's cool.
But a lot of time, what happens is they get in the car and then they fall right asleep.
Of course.
And it's, of course.
Me too, which is frustrating for all the people riding in the car with me.
Do you mind if I share this Uber?
As I'm falling asleep at the wheel. You're like, all right, Borson crashed into the parking gate again.
It's okay. He just let him sleep it off. He's just tired.
He's a little sleepy guy. Oh my gosh. I was so stoked on the Superman thing when I saw that. I was really impressed. I read for a part in it, and I got pretty far along in the process, and I got really hurt last summer, so I guess it's kind of good I didn't get it. But the scene is like right in the beginning of the movie. And I honestly couldn't believe it. So imagine I'm seeing it. I think you guys had the screening at Union Terminal at night, and we got invited to one in Florence. And so when I did that, I mean, imagine me in a thankfully fairly empty showing, but like freaking out, like, that's my part. That's the thing I read for.
Damn it.
No, I when I saw who they cast instead, I was kind of like, oh, that guy is way more of an incel than I look like. That was like, I was just like, oh, I said to my buddy Ray, I was like, I was too fuckable for this part.
You heard it and you're like, oh, that's the take he had on it. Okay.
Well,
interesting.
The emails came across kind of the same way, where they're like, Mark, we want you to read for this part. It's for this movie. And I forget, I'll have to find the email, but it's under a fake name. And I'm reading the little scene they give you, because, they give you these sides. It has like no details, but it's like, the man enters the room. I was like, oh shit, I'm reading for Superman, aren't I? And they're like, no, it's Gemini Squad, or whatever the stupid fake name was. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way that's not what this is. And I submitted the audition that weekend. I'm telling you, like 3 or 4 days later, the news is now running. Superman is coming to Cincinnati under the fake production name of whatever that was. Right. In the email, I was like, oh, I was so right. It was so crazy. But anyway, that's like my most... Well, until the week of this episode airing, that'll be that was like the biggest thing I had going for a little bit. So
yeah,
because I guess when this episode airs will be when my show on Fox drops. I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast yet. So The Floor with Rob Lowe, game show / hints of reality TV, should be fun.
Yeah, that's all. Was it fun? Was the experience like? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was so much fun. Yeah. It was like, I mean, it was a crazy experience in general. No real negatives. Standing for like 14 hours a day is not great. It was one of those, I was like, didn't I not declare my handicap enough? And they were like, probably not enough. What an incredible experience, though. Seriously, top to bottom. Awesome.
I believe it.
Rob Lowe's cool. Yeah. I met his dad here before, though.
Did you?
Well, it's a crazy thing. So, like, they like his family and Jungle are friendly, and it's a whole long story. But like years and years ago, before Jungle was married to his wife, Joni, he had dated this lady, Marsha. And Marsha, she's like on a lot. She helped like in the early days of the store, and they're all still really close friends. She's super cool. She commented on my Instagram post the other day. I was like,
awesome.
first off, how'd you find me? Second off, oh my gosh. I was like freaking out. But it was a fun story where we met one night, and Rob's dad was there and just talked about how he was like, my son has a podcast. I was like, I love that you're like, it was like a cute moment for me. He's like, so you do the podcast here? That's cool. My son has one too. And I was like, yeah, I think he probably has a bigger audience. But yeah.
Speaking of Rob Lowe, are you surprised he wasn't in Young Guns?
Was that during some tough times for him though? What was the year on that?
I'm going to guess Young Guns was 1989.
Yeah, I was thinking 88 or 89 myself. I'll go 88. You can be 89.
All right. 80. Let's look.
Because I know he had like a little bit of he had a short tough time, and then
you went with 88.
I went with 88.
You got
was
it.
88.
Young Guns 2 was 90.
90 or 90. I was guessing 91 on that, so I knew I was gonna get one.
Well, Bon Jovi, Blades of Glory. We're back to that.
Oh my gosh,
Blades of Glory.
Chaz Michaels, dude.
McLeather handbags.
Going back to our love of, now we can go full circle on the Wayne's World thing, but I always loved when Rob Lowe showed up in that. He's so great in that too.
What's amazing is there's a generation who grew up thinking Rob Lowe's a bad guy.
Right.
Wayne's World, Tommy Boy.
Yep.
And I'm like, what's the appeal of this guy?
Yeah.
Like,
it must have been fun for him because he's clearly very funny.
But like, Chris Evans played Captain America for so long. When he got, guys, Knives Out is like 10 years old at this point. Let's calm down. But like, he's like, yeah, I got to play a bad guy, and it was super fun. Like to just lean into it and just like twirl the mustache.
Yeah, those have got to be the best roles too.
Yeah,
you're a little snarky, a little funny.
You're an actor. I am not, but like, it's like you have to act without looking like you're acting. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like there are roles where you get to like Chris Hemsworth got to in Furiosa. Like he was like a real over the top bag, and that stuff has to be so fun.
Too.
Go for it.
Yep. And imagine like that's what's tough in my. And, because I'm obviously nowhere near Avenger level status. But, like, when you get the small parts, I always do. Like, anytime I send in any audition, I send two. And I send the one I think they want. And then I send them the one that I'm like, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
And the first one is always like, what's on the page? Maybe a little, like, reading between the lines. And then I try to give them one where I'm like, all right, if I wrote this, how would I expect me to go in? And I go wild. I think that sometimes helps, even if they still have me do their version. I think that just having a variance and options is enough to be like, okay, that's the guy. I think that's why I work as often as I do more than anything. I don't even know if I'm talented. I think I just figured out how to apply for things.
You just game the system.
A little bit. Like, and it's like not illegal. They're like, yeah, send a couple takes. And I'm like, okay, here's what Nicolas Cage would do. And here's what I see that you want from me in this, this nationwide commercial.
Well, it's wild because there's, hey, would you like to read for this part? And you're like, the part of hideous woman before wizard turns her into a supermodel?
Yes.
Like someone is like, hey, it's your agent. I have a perfect role for you. And you're like, damn it, again.
Netflix is casting for fat, ugly man who has a good personality. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm in. Yes, I will sell my soul for this.
But it's like sometimes that's in the credits, and you're like,
yeah,
just give him a fake name. Like, who was Barney?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Do you guys remember Barney?
I would like to have that. There was some movie part I read for. I got really close on Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo a few years back. That was another great. I seriously think, and I may have said this on here before, but I genuinely believe that I am often the guy that they call back 4 times because someone more famous won't do it for scale. And they're like, well, this guy is kind of killing it, and he's going to do it for like, X amount of dollars. I don't want to tell people what you make a lot of money doing this, but it's like, it'll be this much for a day, but you're asking for, let's say $20,000 a day. This guy's going to do it for like half or maybe less than half. Yeah. And I think that's like what happens. I kept saying when I didn't get the Superman part, I was like, dude, it's going to be Dylan from Severance because like when the Spider-Man Homecoming, I was like, oh my God, that's like the role I read for, but do a backflip. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, now that guy's on Severance. And we kind of fit a similar mold, right? Yeah. You're like implaceably ethnic, overweight man with good comic timing. Yeah. And I kept thinking when I saw Superman, I was like, it's going to be somebody more famous than me. But it wasn't. So kudos to James Gunn for genuinely finding parts for guys like me.
You know what I love though is that those parts do stand out for people.
Yeah.
Like my older brother is so good. He'll like rewind a movie because whether it's the lead or it's usually someone in the background, they just do something that's like just like ordinarily funny for some reason.
Yeah.
Like you don't know if it's supposed to be or if they just did that. And he'll crack up. And it's like he's a good laugher. So it brings you along. It's like you laugh at something like that was funnier than I expected it was. Like now I'm having a good time.
Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate the compliment. But I think one of the things I always like to bring up, it's not a bit. If I'm like laughing like that, I think sometimes people are like, does he really think that's funny? I'm like, yes, I sometimes have an odd sense of humor. Certain things will make me laugh harder than others, but if I'm laughing, it's real.
But what I think is so wonderful about you is
That's really why I invited you here. Go ahead.
No, you are so funny. You're very clever. You're not like, you don't go for like the low balls or anything. You hit those, but
for sure.
Like you're very clever.
Bunting.
You're very quick, but you're so nice.
Thanks,
like you're not like this is not the Mark Borson tries to crack jokes for an hour podcast.
Yeah,
and you are genuinely interested in other people.
Yeah,
and I mean, I watched Conan O'Brien's Mark Twain Prize thing, and the thing that stood out to me, all these incredible people came on, and they did it because Conan was just nice.
Yeah,
he's just a nice person who enjoys funny things, like just enjoys stuff.
Yeah.
And that combination just like endeared him to people. And it's such a unique thing. Yeah. I think it's so important and it's so incredible when you can find those people because it just like it makes you feel good. It's a good presence to be in.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I feel the same way about you though. I think we had that kindred spirit moment. And then it just took Carolyn jumping in and being like, you guys need to be friends. I was like, I consider us that way already. She's like, well, you guys can hang out. And I was like, all right, great. I'm going to text him right now.
But see, that's such a double-edged sword because she is so much better than me. She's so much funnier. She's so much
that's the best
more
part about our
enjoyable.
partners, I think.
It's like, oh yeah, your wife's great. Like bring your wife. I'm like, I don't know, guys. You'll like her better than me, and then I'll just be sitting there.
You're like, sorry, I'm not trying to be silver medal.
Like, hey, hon, where are you going? I'm going to go hang out with your friends. Like, damn it, again. But she's
wonderful, truly.
She is so wonderful, and she's so funny. Like, she'll say things, and I'm like, and then I'll look. I'm like, God, that is so effortlessly funny.
Yeah, you're just throwing heat all the time.
But then I'm like, that's really funny. And she's like, I know, I'm hilarious, and I'm like, even that's funny. Damn it, it's like. Some people don't need to have it all. No. Come on.
I know, right? Doesn't that bum you out a little bit? Yeah. But in the good way, you're like, well, at least they're on my team.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, well, at least I get
our team. I was like, I never want to take responsibility. I'm like, no, you're the funny one and the pretty one. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I bringing to the table?
What do I bring to the table?
Free snacks. That's what I bring to the table.
I wash a mean little laundry.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a little like too close for me. I'm like, you have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah. No.
Like just pile it up. I'm like, you got to fold it when it's going in.
You're like, do you not know what's going on? Yeah, I do love that you have a process for that. I'm a little chaotic in that regard.
Hey, have you seen my pink shorts? So that went in the light load, which I did second. They'll be on the top somewhere.
Yeah, you're like,
let me do it. Because you never put it like, here's a fresh basket of laundry. You only put it right away.
Right. No, of course.
It's like, hey, laundry's tomorrow and all the baskets are full of clean clothes.
Yeah, you're like, well, that means it's done.
Yeah.
That's usually where I start tapping out. I'm like, it's fine. Fold the ones that people will tell I could fold.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm like, that's why all of my shirts are button downs now, because I'm just like, guess what? Just put that on a hanger. Everybody said no to not enough questions.
Your wire or wood hanger? Plastic?
Ooh, I would say it's predominantly plastic and wood. Yeah. I don't hate a wire hanger, but I don't prefer it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
It's like it puts too many points in the shoulders.
They've kind of gone out.
Yeah.
Right.
I prefer a soft rounded edge. Well, now lately I've been like, what's really annoying about modern shirts? Modern shirts is that they all have too many restrictions on. If there's nothing I hate more, I'm like looking at my shirts. It's like, okay, this one's like hand wash in the year 2025. You want me to hand wash the shirt? No, I'm going to Atlas Dry Cleaners in Newport, and they're going to dry clean them, and then they'll deliver them to my house at no extra charge.
Hand wash? My arms are tired from churning butter. Never.
I'm just trying to think of like where do you think I have an extra basin to wash clothes? If you don't think that, like, I was like, I don't trust my kitchen sink. It's got dishes in it probably right now, you know?
Yes. There's dried food on the edges there. When's that going to come
Actually, I
off?
have been pretty good about that lately. I've been a little proud at the house. I was like, oh my God, I keep doing dishes. That's crazy. Who am I? What am I going to eat oatmeal next?
It really is. You get to this point of adulthood where you're like, oh, I'm proud of doing the bare minimum for something.
Good
for me.
Well, I imagine your life is probably like this sometimes too, where I'm like, I am all gas all day, every day. And when I get home, I'm just sort of like,
I thought those were the egg chips.
it could be the egg chip. So there's no egg in it. So hopefully you'll just have regular potato chip farts. Standard, classic. Oh my gosh, no. I'm like, by the time I get home, I'm like, menial tasks? No. Right. Let's hope I get another acting gig so I can just hire someone to help me out with this.
That's like chefs. Like, this is why they run through the drive-thru on the way home. Like, I've just been cooking all day. I don't want to go home and I'll just scramble some eggs. That'll work.
It's funny. You
eat
think
cereal at the sink.
Dude, I mean, honestly, not that I can compare my job by any means to like the heat of a kitchen, but I love cooking. And ever since I started working here, just because it's like a lot, like my brain's going all day, right? And it's not like I'm physically taxed here, but it is very, you're thinking of bits, you're coming up with all this content and all this stuff. And so by the time I get home, I am genuinely, like, I miss cooking every day, but most nights I'm just like, by the time I get home, it's like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I'm just like, there's no world where I'm going to make a delicious meal. But Saturdays and Sundays I go crazy, you know?
And you cook something that you're going to eat for 4 days and you get tired of it after the second, and it's like,
I have to space it out a little bit. I was like, no back to back, unless it's soup season, which we are getting close to.
Soup season. I made soup the other day.
I'm shifting into soup mode.
Kitchen still smells like it.
That's awesome. What kind of soup?
It was a like a white chicken chili corn chowder thing. Like, there's corn and potatoes in it and bacon.
That sounds amazing.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
It was nice. Made some cornbread with it.
Ooh, yeah, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, heating up in the Hefners. I'm here for it. I did 2 years ago, I did this really great mushroom soup that I've been chasing the ghost of, and I tried it again. Was it last year? Maybe it's even longer than that. But I tried one I got a recipe for randomly, and they're like, make this gochujang mushroom soup. I was like, that sounds interesting to me. It did not come out as interesting. It was like not bad, but it wasn't what I wanted, if that makes sense.
That is the worst, because you invest a lot of time into doing that, and it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, you're like, it's fine. I mean, it was like fine, right? Yeah. But I was hyped. And then I tried it, and I think I just have nice people around me too who are like, no, that's pretty good. I'm like, dude, just don't lie to me. It's okay. I'm not here like, this is a 10 out of 10. I'm usually like, this is weird, right?
See, my wife, I'll say, hey, how is it? And she'll say, yeah. What do you mean? Like, yeah, it's food. Yeah, it's good. Or
yeah, is this legally edible? Like, where are we going?
But it's like a running joke. I'm like, hey, how did you like it? Yeah. Like, give me more.
Yeah, you're like, please.
You're not answering.
You're like, this is making it worse for me.
Choose from slider or no.
Yeah. Yes, no. Like, why do you keep checking the maybe?
No. It's never, do you like it? Yeah. It's, how is it? What do you think? I've mastered the art of open-ended questions.
I love it. Point. Yeah, I've not. I realized that every so. I was doing an interview the other day, and I was like, oh, I asked a lot of yes or no's here. And then I'm like scrambling in the moment as I'm hearing it come out to be like, wait, how do I have you say more than this? Right. Oh, it was with a heart doctor. That was good. And I'm like, I'm not smart enough for this interview. And then at the end of the interview, he told me I actually had really good questions. I was like, I am smart enough for this interview. It was great. Dude, this is like a Joe Rogan episode, by the way. We are hours into this.
Oh, okay.
I think we should probably wrap it up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Well, because you're just funneling pseudoscience and brain pills.
I had that. I had that same thought. I was like, how long has this been? Like, how long does this?
Yeah, we're like a good 90 minutes in. I mean, I'm okay with it.
We're just making people listen to us talk. But I will say this one thing.
Please.
I've heard you talk about this before. We've talked about this before. Like, getting offline, and I mean, it's things like reading, like cracking the spine or reading a book, like putting a record on, talking face to face. And one of the cool things, this is what I love about the Museums podcast, is I work with these people all the time, and I get to sit there, no emails, no phones, no nothing, and you just talk to a person for 45 minutes, an hour, no interruption. How often does that ever happen
anymore?
Like,
almost never. Yeah.
Like, I'm not sitting at home talking to my wife for an hour without a dog or a kid, like watching TV, or something came up on my, like this. Listen, everyone, this is why everyone's made it to an hour and 30 minutes. Or if you've made it to this point of the podcast,
this is a treat.
This is the power of male companionship and what the society, what this generation is lacking. Like
that we are single-handedly defeating the male loneliness epidemic right now.
This is it. This is why so many guys start podcasts.
It is true. They're like,
excuse to talk to my friends.
Bro, have you ever talked to your friends? You're like, yeah, not over headset. You know what I mean? That's so funny, but it's true. And I love this too because thankfully you and I have gotten some time together, so I had a good feel for you. But when we first talked about doing the shows together anyway, I was like, I look at it this way every time. If it's someone I kind of know, it is an easy way to genuinely get to know them a little bit better than you ever have before.
Yeah. I mean, I have to answer your questions.
I know.
Ask me anything.
I've had Lucky off camera the whole time with a gun at your head. Like, answer the questions, or the vice president of marketing of the museum gets it.
It was me. I blamed it on the chips. I'm sorry.
All right, Lucky, you can go ahead and holster it. Oh my gosh, Cody, this was truly a delight today.
This is great. Thanks so much. Mark.
Anything coming up at the museum in the coming months? I would say this will probably air end of September. So think.
So we've got a new Omnimax film coming up. It's called Ohio Wild at Heart, and it's the Ohio Department of Natural Resources was involved in this, but it's looking at state parks in Ohio. Cool. So it's awesome. The Museum Center co-manages with the Nature Conservancy an area called the Edge of Appalachia Preserve in Adams County. So it's about an hour, a little more outside of Cincinnati, 21,000 acres of protected land.
Wow.
It's included in this film, but it's going to be just this another film with stunning visuals that'll come out late October.
Okay.
We have our CMC After Hours series. This is 21 and up, where we put you in we open up one museum after hours. It's pretty low entry fee. Tickets, if you buy them in advance, they're like $20, $25.
That's awesome.
Cash bar. A lot of events people pay and they're like, it's all inclusive. And you're like, I'm not going to drink $100 worth of drinks or something. And they're themed. And so I think it's October 23rd. We have,
I think I just saw it on social.
After Hours Halloween edition. So,
cool.
Costume contest, a little costume party. Q102, they DJ it for us. We had Nat Jones at our last one.
Awesome.
So super fun, usually karaoke and a lot of like hands-on stuff. So it's experiencing the museum as an adult after hours, where you're not treated like a kid, but you get to act like a kid, which I think is a really important distinction. November 7th, we have our Layers of Exploration. That is like after hours on steroids. That's your all-inclusive ticket. We have over 20 food vendors from across the city.
Awesome.
Every part of the museum's open. The Omnimax Theater is open, and you dress up, you come, and you just get to enjoy the entire museum. And it's a big fundraiser for us. Everything from that event supports the mission of the museum.
Beautiful.
But the big thing coming up, we have, now we're going to get serious. We are bringing in, along with the Holocaust and Humanities Center, an exhibition called Auschwitz, Not Long Ago, Not Far Away.
Yeah.
Over 500 original artifacts from Auschwitz. Most of these are coming from the Auschwitz-Birkenau State Museum in Poland. Wow. And then there are 20 other international museums that are contributing to this as well. So 500 artifacts, 400 photos from one of the most notorious camps of the Holocaust. And it's, it's a serious exhibition. It's a somber experience. But what's incredible, Auschwitz, the Holocaust in general, is so terrible. It's so hard to wrap your head around. It's almost like this mythic thing. You can't imagine that it's truly real. And what this exhibition does, one of the things is it demystifies it. Yeah. It makes it tangible and real. And I think it's important to have those moments every now and then to realize, one, the depths that humanity can go to.
Yeah.
But also just the amazing resilience and perseverance of people as well. I mean, people survive. Like, when you understand the conditions that people suffered through and the fact that people survived, imagine the will and the resilience, but also, this community that makes that possible. So this is going to be a really powerful exhibition that'll run October 2025 through mid-April 2026.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Holocaust and Humanities Center, they're going to put some local stories infused into that as well because of the wonderful work they do with the survivor community in Cincinnati. So we're very honored to bring that exhibition here, and that's going to be one of the big ones for us coming up.
That's cool. I can't wait. Which is a weird way to say that, but like I love learning this stuff. So it's like,
is everyone's kind of, they say that like, oh wow, that's really interesting. That's very like, wow, I'm really excited for that. And they said, well, it's like people are eager for it. They want to have this experience. I mean, I remember going on an 8th grade field trip to DC, and we went to Holocaust Memorial Museum, and you walk through that boxcar there, and it's like an overwhelming, like you feel it,
right?
Like it is, you understand, you get the gravity in that moment, and that's kind of what we hope people take away from this. We want you to confront this period of history, but also equip you with, what do you do with those feelings? What do you do with what you just experienced? Right. Not just how do you process that, but like how could this happen? And if it happened once, that means it could happen again. And so it's going to be really, really incredible. And it's another weird thing. The exhibition is beautiful. Yeah. It's very beautifully done. They just did a tremendous job putting this together. So I think people will be really impressed when they see it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Yeah. Every time I go, I always run out of time when I'm there. And I'm always like, and I usually, because you're booking them for me, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to the last OmniMax showing. And then I'm like rushing right up to the time on that. And every time we go, we're like, damn, I missed I always want to go downstairs. And just like that little setup with like the newspaper, kind of like the slatted people, it's such a cool visually, like it's like an aesthetically cool way to showcase that. It's always intriguing to me, and every time I'm like, damn, we got to get down there.
I think one of the things the Holocaust and Humanity Center does, and they do well, if you portray it or if you pull in some of those art pieces and stuff, it makes it a little more manageable.
Sure.
To deal with, to wrap your head around, it's not to cheapen it, it's not to distance yourself from it, but some people need to see it from a distance.
Sure.
To be able to digest it.
Absolutely.
And I think it makes it accessible to more people. You can approach it on whatever level that you're prepared for.
Yeah.
And so it just can't understate the work that they do.
I'm very interested to see that one too. Yeah. You've had a lot of great exhibits this year.
Pretty cool. I mean, we just wrapped up Barbie. We had a Julia Child exhibition. I mean, I've been there for the Dead Sea Scrolls, really incredible. Pompeii.
Pompeii was great. Oh, gosh.
Pixar.
That was the last thing I did before I fell down the flight of stairs, actually, last year. No joke. It was like the last.
Off your feet, didn't it?
It really did. It was like one of those days I was like, what a great day. I bet the summer's going to be amazing. And
the
like 14 hours later, there I go. I thought about that a lot. I was like, well, at least I got to see it.
Well,
I stood on a rumbling floor. It was good. That was great. It was a great exhibit. I mean, you guys kill it. No surprise, I'm sure to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, of course.
I'm so glad you came up today.
I'm thrilled to be here. I'm really honored.
I didn't even, what's so funny? We did one of the longest episodes I've ever done, and I didn't even bring your gift in because I have it in the car. We'll get it before you leave, but that's so funny. I feel like such an idiot now.
Wow.
That was the real reason I conned you into it. I was like, come up here. I want you to open this on camera now. Cody, it's a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's just wrap this up. We'll see you at the museum.
Anytime.
All right. Sounds good. Well, as always, I appreciate you all being here. Very grateful for you continuing to watch and play through. I hope you've had great holidays this year. I hope you have an amazing new year. I wish you all genuinely the best. I want everybody to be happy and move forward in a way that you want. I believe in your growth. I believe in you. I actually believe in most of your weird ideas. As somebody that found someone here who believes in my crazy ideas, it can work for almost all of us, I think. Almost all of us. You just got to be a little delusional in yourself. I know you're not here for my pep talks, but I do think they're worth saying still. Sometimes I'm a little corny. Sometimes I'm a little soft. That's okay. Shit happens. Awesome. Well, have a great new year, everyone. And I guess I'll see you out in the aisles.